Yes, Birkenstock, baby. Please help us welcome CEO of Birkenstock Americas, David Kahn, and from Elle Magazine, Executive Digital Director, Ms. Leah Chernikoff. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Very excited to be here. So you guys just saw this really cool video of all these new and amazing partnerships that Birkenstock has done, Rick Owens, P.T. Uomo, the Whitney Art Party. But I'm hoping you can tell us a little bit about, so when is Birkenstock founded?
Well, first off, good morning, Nordstrom. Thank you for having us. We appreciate sharing some time to talk about our brand. And when you talk about heritage brands, in a lot of cases, you're talking about brands that date back to what, the 1980s maybe? Birkenstock goes back to a small village in Germany in 1774. So that's how long we've been making shoes. So you go from 1774 in a small village in Germany to sharing time with you in the fashion capital of the world, New York City, where you guys will be opening up the most mind-blowing store in another year. So.
Pretty exciting. So can you tell us a little bit about what we're seeing? What are we looking at? Tell us a little bit about that origin story and, you know, what's at the core of the brand here?
Yeah, at our core, Birkenstock is shoemakers. This is what we started doing in 1774, and we've been doing it ever since. Every product we make is made with the highest quality, all handmade. I don't know if you know the story about how Birkenstocks came to the United States, but it's a pretty incredible story. In the late 1960s, there was a woman named Margot Fraser. She lived in the Bay Area. She was a little bit of a hippie, maybe a little bit of a free spirit. She was vacationing in Germany, kind of hosteling around, and her feet hurt. She was like a few weeks walking through Germany, came upon these kind of strange-looking shoes, wore them for the last week of her vacation, fell in love with them. Her feet felt great. She came back to the Bay Area, and all of her friends were like, those shoes are kind of weird, but like maybe I'd wear them too. She had no experience in the footwear business whatsoever. She wrote a letter to Karl Birkenstock, who was the heir to this German shoe manufacturer. The shoes had never been sold out of Germany before, and she said, hey, can I import these to the United States? They said, well, why not? She went to all of the local shoe stores, and they told her, these are the strangest looking shoes. Nobody will ever wear them. So she started selling them to like health food stores, like the whole granola crunchy thing really did start with Birkenstock. So we haven't really changed what we've done through the years. We've just brought them to a far broader audience.
Which brings me to, you know, the longevity of Birkenstock, and we're looking at the footbed right now. And so tell us a little bit about how it gets made.
First off, the footbed is the foundation of everything we do here. If you've worn Birkenstocks, you know that it is a life-changing experience when you wear a pair of Birkenstocks. Our footbed actually is a bed for your foot. It molds to your foot, so you actually end up with a customized shoe. It does change the way you think about shoes after that. You may need to put on a pair of heels to go to some event, but you are going to really relish those times that you're putting on your Birkenstocks. So everything we do has the same chassis. It has the footbed. We never deviate from that, whether we do it in a closed-toe shoe or whether we do it in a sandal or whether we do it in a clog. What's really unique about Birkenstock is living in a day and age of mass production of apparel and footwear, we are made by hand. Every single product that you get from Birkenstock and that you sell is made in our own factories. 32 people's hands touch that shoe until it comes off the assembly line and goes in a box and gets shipped to Nordstrom. The products we use are highly sustainable. Cork, which you see on the left-hand side here, is one of the most sustainable products on the face of the earth. We don't waste one granule, not one little like piece of sand-like size of cork. Everything gets used in our shoes. And by the way, cork is a replenishable material. You're not chopping down trees. You're basically taking the bark of the cork tree and it grows itself back over 10 years. So it's a pretty incredible process. And again, all natural, highly sustainable, and we don't make this up. We didn't set out to be a kind of like modern day sustainable company. This is who we are. This is what we've been doing for 245 years.
Yeah, I think we hear sustainability as a buzzword so much, but this has just always been a part of the DNA. Well, so here we are at the origin story of the factory, but let's talk a little bit more about some of the stuff we saw at that video at the beginning. So what are we looking at here?
So it's really unique. You take this 245-year-old brand, and now we've become kind of the darling of the fashion industry. And what we like to say is we didn't come to fashion. Fashion came to us. I mean, many of the big-name designers, and I don't have to name them, but it's a laundry list of who's who, wear Birkenstock when they're designing their other shoes and apparel for their collections. They're fans of the simplicity of the product. So over the last few years, we have had some people come to us and want to do collaborations. Now, collaborations are a little bit of a tricky thing. You know, there are brands that do brand X brand, and every month it's brand X brand, brand X brand. We don't do that. We only do things if they really, really, really make sense, if they're very respectful of our brand and they understand the DNA. And in cases like this that we've done recently, they've proven to be highly successful. And all it really does for us is it creates a halo for the brand. It maybe opens us up to a consumer that may have known about Birkenstock but may not have seen us in that light.
Right, and we're looking at Rick Owens right now.
Yeah, that's Rick Owens. That has been an incredible collaboration. I know some Nordstrom stores have had that in the past. Some have it now, some of the new products that we've offered. And again, the aesthetic of a Rick Owens. Now, the average person on the street may not know who Rick Owens is, but if you really follow high fashion and you appreciate the aesthetic, the nature of it, the simplicity of what he does, it's a very clear connection to Birkenstock.
And I think something we were talking about earlier is, you know, we were talking about the craftsmanship and the comfort and the footbed, but it seems to me part of the reason these brands are attracted to you as well is the design.
Absolutely. When you think about simplicity in design, like think about an iPhone, it's functional, but it's very simplistic. That's what a Birkenstock is. That's why a guy like Steve Jobs, who had such an aesthetic, lived in Birkenstocks. I mean, we have his old pair of Birkenstocks on display in our office in California because people who really appreciate fine design and the simplicity of not just design for design's sake, but design that really has features and benefits. That's the beauty of Birkenstock.
So, and it's not just Steve Jobs that's a fan. This is countless celebrities, and my favorite celebrity Birkenstock pairing just happened at the Oscars. I don't know if you guys were watching or had a moment to not be distracted by Bradley and Gaga, but Frances McDormand is one of my favorite celebrities, and lately has always been wearing Valentino, came out to present an award wearing a beautiful like fuchsia Valentino gown and yellow Birkenstocks. And I would love for you to tell a little bit about how that happened. And also, I love this sort of variety you can see here of celebrities just loving their Birkenstocks. And you can see like a New York City sort of version with Julianne Moore, and what an LA version looks like with Jessica Alba or Emily Ratajkowski. It's so versatile.
So a couple of things on this subject, because we are very unique. As much as celebrities have fans, these celebrities are fans of Birkenstock. I mean, not just fans, stark raving fans, almost passionate brand missionaries, to the point where some of these celebrities can tell you every Birkenstock shoe in the line, every product we carry. They truly are fans. So you should know that we don't do any gifting. We don't do the Oscars, backstage gifting. We don't do celebrity gift baskets. We don't have any paid spokesperson. Every single celebrity that you ever see wearing Birkenstock paid full retail and bought them in a store. So if you're in, and I'm sure if there's anybody here from the Grove in LA or from Century City, that's where they're buying our shoes, and we're very, very proud of that. Even a situation like the Oscars, where Frances McDormand, who would have thought this? We're not just on the red carpet, we're on the stage, giving out the Best Actress award. Well, it's not like she's somebody that just came to the brand. This is somebody that's been wearing Birkenstocks for 25 or 30 years, somebody who can just write a whole life story about Birkenstock. And if you read what her quote was in the press, it was how almost her life philosophy mirrors Birkenstock to a great degree. So she felt very comfortable, and I will say, at an event where there were 1,000 women walking around in 6-inch heels, she was probably the most comfortable person there. And she wore it proudly and unabashedly as just to pay homage to Birkenstock. And when you look at it, like Leah said, paired with Valentino, that's pretty incredible. It's something that probably we didn't foresee years ago, but that's where our brand is leading right now.
And just to talk a little bit more about the way it's styled, as someone who attends Fashion Week twice a year all over the world, in the last few years, this is what editors are wearing too. I mean, because it really can complete any outfit. I think you see it with a blazer, more casual, and it really, and then, on the stage at the Oscars. So, and I was telling David, I've been looking forever for my all-white plastic pair, and I still can't find them, but I will.
We use this term, write this word down. It's not in the dictionary. We call Birkenstock the outfit completer. I don't know if completer is in the dictionary, but that's what Birkenstock is. It doesn't overwhelm anything you're wearing, but it just kind of puts that little exclamation point on your outfit without saying, when people see somebody wearing a pair of Birkenstocks, they have a very emotional reaction to it. First off, a lot of our silhouettes, you can tell it's a Birkenstock from 10 or 15 feet away, which most brands you can't tell. And a lot of times when people see each other in Birkenstocks, they kind of give each other a little knowing, yeah,
you get it.
You get it.
Yeah, and I'm sure. I just think about seeing Frances at the Oscars, that everyone must have been like, "Oh, yeah, I wish,"
Exactly.
And the one thing I wish we had too is I see a lot, the coolest girls pulling this off with socks too. It really is an outfit completer for all seasons, and it's a really fun opportunity to show off your socks as well.
We call it socks and stocks, so it's a good look. Yeah.
Oh, I should have known. It's pretty good.
And by the way, we do sell hosiery also, legwear and socks. So it's a pretty substantial business for us. We make the highest quality socks also, again, made in our own factories. It's not like we give the license out to somebody. And a lot of people do like to pair Birkenstock socks with Birkenstock sandals or clogs.
Perfect. Well, so we see a lot of styles, or maybe a few styles here, but I wanted to get to our new style.
Ooh. So this is what we're here to share today. This is the Yow. For the second year in a row, we are launching a new style exclusively with Nordstrom in your stores. So with Elle Magazine as our media partner and Nordstrom, we launched a new style. Many of you remember the Big Buckle last year. The Big Buckle started in Nordstrom and now has become somewhat of a global phenomenon for us. The Yow is a new style that really takes us one step beyond where we've been in the past, because anytime we did a style that had a little bit of a thinner strap or something that may have looked a little bit more feminine, it sold incredibly well. So as much as people know our two-strap Arizona silhouette as our most iconic style, the truth of the matter is we've got 5 or 6 styles that are highly recognizable, but now this takes us to a more feminine silhouette. And response already, again, this is in the stores, exclusive to Nordstrom. It's been out for a couple of weeks without any marketing yet, and by the way, with snow in half the country, and it's already outselling our expectations.
Wild. And with that said, we're going to show you how it looks on some different outfits. So let's start with our first look. And so this is Bruna. And you can see she's wearing an amazing jumpsuit. I always say the best way to make a girlfriend is to be wearing an amazing jumpsuit. Women all love jumpsuits. This is universal. But I think that the Yao really, as we said, an outfit completer. This is a really bold red look, and it's nice to have this contrast in white. And I think what the Yao does here is make this look feel, not too fussy and not too polished. It just grounds it, and with a nice sort of accent with this Claire V bag. Thank you, Bruna. Just gonna take a little walk for you guys. And we have Leah next. And wearing what you might think is like a more typical pairing, it's a summer sandal. This is a very summery look. But I think there's something really polished about it all. It's a lot of colors, and I like here how this comes in 3 colorways. And you see the copper one here, really sticking with the neutral to sort of tie back into the trench and letting, the stripes of the romper sort of shine. Thank you. And of course, the universal basket bag. Next, we have Naya in another jumpsuit. Amazing. And I think with these like bold pops of color, again, it's really nice to have this neutral copper color to ground the whole look. And I think, again, this is something that could be really crisp and polished and might look too forced if there were heels at the bottom here, but it feels just effortless. Thank you. Bruna is back. This is one of my favorite looks. I love this matching skirt and top. And I think, again, what's so surprising here is this is a really, a chic, more dressed up outfit, but it feels more casual, more effortless when it's worn with the Yao. And I love the white here. I think it feels really modern. And I wish I could wear this right now. Thank you. Are we ready for our jeans look? So this feels really classic to me. This is the first time we're seeing the silver colorway. And these are just your basic sort of like, really feels like a weekend look, like jeans and Birks. But what, kicks up the polish here is you can put it with a blazer and it all makes sense together. So I think, this is a casual Friday at the office look, as well as, a weekend brunch where you want to just feel a bit more pulled together. And I think that's what's amazing about the shoe is it can, you can run an errand on the weekend, or you can, it can really help you finish that look and feel all pulled together. And this is Naya is back. I love this look. Another monochrome look where I think, again, the silver of the Yao just really sort of grounds things. This is Also, I think when you're wearing a skirt this short, it's really nice to have a flat, understated shoe. It really, like, the whole look changes if you're wearing a sky-high heel here. And this is a really lovely Madewell pink set, and I love how the bucket hat tops it off. But again, it just feels cool because it's worn with Birkenstocks. And I think that's our last look. I think this really shows like the versatility of the shoe. And I think you could slip a thin sock in there too for winter. We're doing a final walk here. Yes, please give them a hand.
Let's hear it for the Yow, everyone. And as they're finishing their